Welcome, welcome. Episode 2, Chiral Vector Stream. It's like super duper hot in the bay, so I'm not sure how long I can do this because my internet is not very good when it's very hot. You might be hearing a little bit of like lag audio. I apologize for that. But yeah, we're doing it live. Having a good time. Waiting for the homies to come in. I'm sure you're out there. I am sure that you're out there. You're out there doing your damn thing. As is natural. Okay. I think, what was the move last time? I think we're waiting for my tear to come, or I was waiting for something before I turned in. I think the hobo. Hell yeah, we're gonna deliver mail, solve crimes. That's what we're here. What's up, Grimlock? How's it going? How's it hanging? What's up, Scuba Steve? I'm trying to like remember like Hobo Cop. That's what I got 28 minutes left on Hobo Cop, and then we can go and take all these bottles, and then maybe pay for another night. Anyways, juiced about this. Have fun at work. I know that sucks. You can always watch the VOD on this later. Appreciate you checking in. All right. Okay. If I remember correctly, the last time I was here, I punched Kuno. I tried to get something that I couldn't do done. I think I'm barefoot now because I was trying to make a jump or something. I can't remember. Oh yeah, I gotta make that jump. I might just go for it now and then see if I can make it. Actually, before I do that, let me go talk to Measurehead. I'm like low-key worried about Measurehead, like streaming me playing with Measurehead, because he like says some wildly. I'm not a scab. I'm a cop. I know what a scab is. I don't want to ask him. I'm just gonna say I'm not.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, "Let us cop for less money." Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
We're big money, cash, pilled. We need money.
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
I'm gonna go for it.
The coin narrowly slips by your outstretched.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do, passing around cargo and such. Was not meant as
The boyadero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trickles of blood adorning your clothes.
Right, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. Humans, I mean, not slithering scabs.
Alright, so what are we doing? What's the strike about? Let me see what we can get out of this guy. I think we can get like business. Tons of points.
I'm sure the big boss will
if
be
you talk to them long enough about
I
stuff.
have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy, wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Good idea.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
This is the most homie answer.
That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. Don't tell me. It's a better day that way.
It's true.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The
He's
passage
so cool,
grants
dude.
itself.
It's crazy how cool he is.
Beneath the jolliness, he suddenly seems doubtful.
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini Supremus is there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation, or you could convert to a Semini Supremacist worldview. Or maybe it actually is completely impossible. Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister won't fix.
Dexter and Sinister is sick-ass names for your hands.
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition. Sure.
Alright, I'm gonna try and punch him. That's the... I feel like I got the good... I might save scum here, but I punch Cuno. I think I can punch him.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, I'm sandwich.
Calling white people
You
ham
are
sandwich
not in danger
is so hard, dude.
because you are not a threat to me.
I hate how much I fuck with the idea of what he's doing. Like, he sucks, but also it's very funny to call white people ham sandwich.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick. No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race
Ham
is
sandwich
reign.
race is crazy, dog. It's
Show him the ham still got him.
Jerking motions, signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him. just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
That is right. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Simenang Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
I feel like I could level this up and really... Hold on, I can't, like... I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use this on that and get my... It's like a 50-50 shot. I think I got it. Yes! Yes! Knocked his punk ass out,
Just
dude.
like that.
Hell yeah,
Instinct
dude.
took over. A solid strike straight into his throat. The man is reeling, gasping for air. Time stands still around you. In the distance, the sounds of the harbor are falling silent. Oh God, wrong move. Your head is in his hands, like a...
Say it. I am a degenerate drunk.
The compression is unbearable. This causes some serious damage to whatever precious, gelatinous thing is inside there.
You are a poor player of physical chess.
I'm gonna try my luck again. And I fucking failed it.
How did this happen?
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up into your brain.
the words to the song have changed. Say, I am a violent drunk.
Your hand twists in his grip and the pain blinds you.
Damn, he really got my
Still,
ass.
you press the words out of your swollen mouth.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
Damn it.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere. I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hook.
The lieutenant groans, but doesn't
Absolutely.
say
I
anything.
would 10 out of 10 whoop his ass again.
That's right. You should do it again. It's the law.
It is the last thing you would be expecting. I feel like maybe seeing if I can get more experience. I could probably get some experience on this guy.
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Let's talk about our right to work. You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Yes.
Ha! Couldn't handle us. Cause gives the workers strength, gives them power. We have a right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you!
This guy sucks.
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home. At least for now. If you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful. Not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a
Talking
question.
about putting that work in.
Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
This is some real, like, what's that guy's name? Who's that fucking guy? You know what I'm talking about. Therefore, and then so, you know what I'm talking about? But, like, if that guy was a big guy. I'm just gonna leave it. I don't want to deal with that guy. Hell
Hobo
yes.
Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But who knows where the hobo part takes you? To the bar? The old L'Assommoir? To the pier or the sewers? To Le Royaume, where for 300 years they interred the dead. You could plunder royalist crypts for long-forgotten triple malt bourbon. Then fight the Aramakan beast that lurks the bottommost sepulchres. The secrets of the city are all yours at last.
Finally. I forgot what is the bonuses for this? I don't know. Okay. The bonus, if I remember correctly, is that you get more money when you when you turn in your bottles, which is what I'm gonna do right now. And then I should have enough money to, like...
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're 100% sure you got special hobo cop money for that tear. At least 100% extra.
Okay, I think... Damn, I'm still short, like, $3. I've got to figure out a way to make $3. I've got to let my, like, hobo abilities click right now, I think. What can I sell? I think I might be able to sell things. I might have things worth selling. I should probably stop shining this light in people's faces too. That's kind of a dickhead move. now that I think about it.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake. People who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Let's see.
Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
$250. I think that might be.
Another time,
Damn,
perhaps.
I'm like 7 cents short.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have. I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
I think I can trick this guy into giving me money. Oh no, there's a... Hell yeah. Trash can. Nope, can't go past there.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin.
Let's see.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here.
What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool.
This
the
guy
customers
rocks.
are
I
cool,
like hate how
the
much I
place
love
is
this
cool.
guy. He kind of
And
rocks.
one more thing, officer. You're very cool.
Dude, he thinks I'm cool
Bang,
as
bang,
hell.
bang, bang. Oh, yes. You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like. You like premium menswear.
I
Look
do.
around
I
and
love
browse.
premium menswear.
Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act.
There's
Questions.
no way. Okay. Damn, I'm like 7 cents short. So I can pay back what's his name so that I can sleep. And I think I grabbed all of like the tear from the entire like the whole everything. I don't think there's anywhere else I can go. I don't want to talk to that racist lorry driver. That guy sucks. Actually, I might be able to get some. There might be some stuff in here.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
No.
She's right. Those curtains give off some eerie vibes. Better not mess with it. You see some kind of charm. An irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're dumb if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous. You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I don't care. You can't stop me.
Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Do it. Go for it.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you, you're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
You're damn right I am. Ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down? That's right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid ground and a proper posture if you want to succeed. Steady breathing. Solid core. You've got this. The room is dimly lit and littered with old barbershop rubbish, but the path to the door is clear. It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine layer of rust. It should be doable. Only an echo. No one is there.
I wonder if I equip the tool with this, I might be able to open it up. But also, maybe if I have a little drinkaroo, you know? Unless I've already had one, I can't have another.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
I'm gonna try it. I know it's low, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go for it. God damn it.
Ow. Shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Are you alright? This looked pretty intense and painful, I must admit.
What is going on there? Are you really trying to break down the back door? I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't tempt the spirits, or you'll damage the holy wards on the door.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however. It's still locked and closed, covered in dozens of little charms and trinkets.
I can't let them see me cry, though. It's true. It's very important that I don't let anyone see me cry.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere.
Goddamn finish, man.
This is entirely, completely you. You have found the right books. Rows and rows of Hyundai men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyundai and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyundai, Return to Hyundai. And the solipsistic Man from Hyundai and the Hyundai Man. Maybe 100. Man from Hyundai and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyundai and the false god. Man from Hyundai and the scorched earth.
It's like Marvel
Man
for
from
like
Hyundai,
buff guys. It feels
the
like
Hyundai colonies.
real
Man
Marvel
from
shit.
Hyundai and the swamp beast. Man from Hyundai
That
and the
Marvel
snow
slop.
crabs. Not even close. Man from Hyundai in hell. Man from Hyundai and the forest of slaves. Man from Hyundai under the lake. Man from Hyundai, Hyundai burning. There's even the Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Hyundai Man, and so much more. A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching. Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Hyundai in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. She's laughing at him. But between the throne and the Hyundai man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hyundai and the Devil Woman. The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyundai novels.
No, I cannot spend money because I'm 7 cents short. I gotta be good with money on this run. Because, like, my ability to get, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I feel like I'm locked out of everything because my motorics and all that stuff is extremely low. Just like in real life, I'm not very well coordinated. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. That's the thing about playing this game. Like, you gotta play this game. Every time I've ever played it, I've never broken it up. I've always played, like, just done a whole playthrough and, like, you know, just spent a whole day playing it. So, like, breaking it up is very weird for me because I don't know where to go or what to do at this point. And interact with some stuff.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Nah. Let's see.
It's the legend found in the trash. There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning? It's a metaphor. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Nah, leave it there. It's cool.
Way cool. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
When they explain this stuff, it always feels like what I'm imagining it in my head is way different than whatever they're talking about, and it makes me feel like a crazy person. How can I read it?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact
It's like
number
one of the
is hard
things
to
that I
estimate
never understood about
due
this.
to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken. It's the middle of
Is it
March. You have attempted 2
canon that
cases
he
a
is
week
like a
on
superstar
average.
cop, or is that like just him being a crazy person and imagining? Like, I don't know. I might be just like not understanding. I just not like, I do that thing where I don't read something. I do the hot girl thing where I don't read something and just like go crazy, you know? It's 2 cases a week, a good caseload, Lieutenant.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. It's okay. We all make mistakes.
God knows I've made my share. He tries not to think of them. Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet listening system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case. Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the Ukar Parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does. It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved
Kim
ones
rocks.
never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. The tasks you've completed flow out of the pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
No,
I'm gonna go
actually.
with the super
Any
like
ideas?
the shit on a stick is very shit on a
Ah.
stick.
Yes. I have to tell you, officer, I don't appreciate ironic titles. Other officers will have to use this as reference. If it's idiot or cockfinger, they're not going to get it. They're going to think an idiot and a cockfinger were on this case. So, do you have something less fun?
Fun is outlawed with this guy. What a knock!
True. Let's go with hoity-toity.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not experiencing the internal strife that it refers to. Could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know? Think, what would that be? A good normal name.
The setting sun.
Okay. It's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has nothing to do with the setting sun. At all. It has nothing to
Woke.
do with that, so...
I gotta go woke.
Something more concrete, perhaps?
Usual is boring. We don't do that.
I don't have
Oh,
another
well,
name.
then maybe I can suggest one. Oh, that's actually what I was thinking. The Hanged Man. I like that. Good, strong name.
That is
We have a very good name for the case.
that is
now.
like a legitimate legitimately that's a Ruben thing
I'm
to
going
do.
to start calling it the Hanged
To be
Man.
like, yeah, it's just called the
good to be
Hangman.
sorted.
Like, but make you seem like it was your thought.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the papers. They're a little further from your nose now. In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow.
Yeah, those the
some
vectors.
bright
The
red,
vectors are going crazy.
all covered in
I'm
boxes,
trying to do like
marching
the most
armies.
obtuse
These look
playthrough
like official
because
forms
that's what I
waiting
imagine
to
like
be
a
filled
chiral
out.
vector playthrough, like just like just bungling your way through the case. Do you know what I'm saying? Like just a
Then rip
complete
them from the
bungle,
binder and
and
hand
still
them out.
somehow getting to the end
According
of
to
it, being
type
like,
of
oh
form.
shit, yeah, I figured some stuff out.
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense
I also
of.
got killed by the clipboard once, and it was very I was very pissed off about it because I was like, how the
A monetary
oh my God, bro.
penalization.
I also got
ranging
killed
from
by
20
the
to
park
250
bench,
real.
and I was very depressed by
Severe
that.
cases
Like,
allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields. A tool for manipulation. Give the lowest amount and people will be ingratiated to you. These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below
Don't
the
doubt.
court
Yeah, no.
are the criminal
I got
charges you
killed by
risk
the
by not appearing.
what is that called? The Mr. Magoo run. I am doing a Mr. Magoo run. Like
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in
the
color. You see the
clipboard
parameters
will
of
kill
a
you, but
deceased
also
human form
I was once
waiting
killed by
to
the
be filled in.
mailbox because I kicked the
Age,
mailbox
sex,
and I had no
condition
health.
of internal organs, color of the irises, predation. Yes, all that remains. What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better. The rest of the stinking
Yeah, by
cellulose
by my
is
nat-
much worse
I
for
don't.
wear.
As a
Being
mailman, would
sandwiched
that be
between
my
the board
natural
and the
enemy? I
rest
don't
of the
feel like that's my
paperwork
natural
must
enemy.
have spared the
The
fragile
mailbox. I
copy
feel like the
paper.
mailbox is my normal. Like it's my friend.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM. Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there A hidden compartment. The
I
plastic
know that I'm
shimmers
getting
like lapis
dangerously
lazuli,
close
but it is not see-through.
to like
You cannot
killing
with
myself
your
with this,
hands.
so I'm not gonna
four-sized
do it.
pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board.
Let me see if I can hit this one.
It's proving to be harder than expected.
Damn it.
You just don't have the intellectual.
I don't have the motor, like the motorics or motorics or whatever to like do what I have to do. I think I'm gonna see if I can turn on the lights and do the check out like my thing, because I don't think I can make that jump yet.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio
And, like, I could save
microphone,
scum it, but I don't
pull-out
want
toolbox,
to do that.
and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage. The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canela comes to life with a whiny growl. The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of...
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights. A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stop
What's
lorries.
up? Another
In
day,
the
another
distance,
account for
a
another
child someone
website.
shrieks.
Thanks
A
for
woman
making
reprimands
an
her
account for me.
in a
Honestly,
voice
that's
no
a
quieter
huge.
than the child's
That's
cry.
a huge W. Appreciate you, big dog.
Ah, Martinez.
That being able to jump from one is like from one website. That's a big deal, dog. Appreciate that. He said cheap viewers. Oh, thanks for joining whoever the hell this guy is, who's I don't think is real.
Let me see.
Thanks for that bot. Thanks for joining in the chat. You fuck, you actual
Right
robot.
here.
Right here, he says finger near the top map on a segment of coast jutting out in the Great Ocean.
It has its problems.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. The first row has 18 dots. Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet.
Damn, I'm so embarrassed that you guys got to see the WWK or the WWE wrestling, because like that's not for me. That's for Ruben. I got it for Ruben.
Runs
I'm
all
not
the
into
way
wrestling.
around the
Do
border
not make
and
fun of
then
me
some.
for being in the wrestling, guys. That's not my thing.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150.
Me and him are gonna
at
make
least,
2
maybe
characters,
even 200.
and then fight each other. Maybe we stream it. Maybe we don't. We don't know
The
yet.
last row has 3 perforations. That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
I was a hobo and I lived under a boat. I walked the land telling whores and liars the end to come. There are 9,855 days remain. Yeah, that's
Cool.
the one.
I'm glad you joined us. Not a lot of money in doom crying. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see. Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of
Real
all
talk, he's kind of like
RCM
Russ
officers.
Cole, but silly. He's like the silly Russ Cole, which slaps.
Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young woman asked the man across the desk from her. Honestly, babe, says John McCoy, crossing his ankles over said desk. I don't feel anything anymore. It's just like brushing my teeth. I do it once or twice a week and don't really think about it. There's no trace of guilt in his voice.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not take up a sport? You've already got that fan gear.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
If you want to pour out
You
the
always
booze
have to
you've
pour
been
one out
carrying
nowadays.
around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
Pouring out the ground ceremonially.
A dark pool of cheap wine appears at your feet. It shimmers in the lights of the Kanema.
The gloaming comes for all, but it came first for you.
Very noble of you. Are we done here?
The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the top.
Cool. Do I have enough to do
Tremble.
a level up?
The time is now. Taola. Time for the show. For
How would
Taola. The
how would
hallowed time of fear
Detective
and
Dubois handle
disintegration.
12 trays of DPS and 2 extra
countdown has
bundles
begun.
and a 2-hour pivot?
All
You
will
guys call them
collapse on
pivots, we call them
itself.
splits.
The world
But
would disappear into a single
he would
grain of
probably
blackness.
cry and then
All
take a long
sound
lunch
would
and then be
muted.
like, "Hey, how could I
All
do
life
this?"
will scream.
Like he would definitely cry.
Ulogu Theodos. Xeno
I-
Zausen.
Yeah, they would send him 3
Osivian,
CCAs. They,
Ehone
sent him 3
Fornisen.
they told him to be back by 7, and they sent him 3 CCAs at 6:55. That's exactly how that gets done. When did this countdown begin?
Monday morning. The moment you
It's-
arrived in this reality.
That happens so
are
often.
the
When I
first
was like
crack in the
a
sheer face
PTF
of
and still
God.
like training,
From you to
they would be like,
spread.
"You have to be back by 7," and I would have like a full route that I am just learning, and then they would give me like a split that was like. Have you ever gotten a double split where they split where you get 1.5 hours on one route and then 1.5 hours on a different route? So you like the travel time between them. We have 4 zip codes where I'm at, and like their travel time between all 4 of them is like easily 20-30 minutes, and like they would just do us insanely
Yes,
dirty.
You spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items.
In a
people,
parade, dude.
even words will tumble.
That sucks so bad.
All will lose its meaning.
Our
in the
travel time
coming
was
years.
absolutely
That is
on
why
a
you
parade
mocked
day,
yourself.
absolutely. And then they were like, "Hey, how come it took you so long to get from here to here?" And you're like, what are you talking about?" Right? Honestly, the real enemy of the mailman is like parades and events. Like that's
The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
kids on bikes. Kids on bikes. I don't really deal with kids on bikes, but I do deal with a lot of like impromptu. Like one of the routes that I do is like a rich neighborhood, and they do like impromptu block parties where they just block off the whole neighborhood, and they get mad at me for like driving through, which is like, you're out of your mind, dude. You're out of your gourd. I'm doing the Apocalypse Cop, I think. Yeah. I need to figure out a way to make some fucking money so I can do this. I'm trying to think of what are other mailmen bad, like just things that'll mess you up. It's anything time, like time is always like the thing. You wouldn't think that time matters to mailmen, but it's like the most important thing. It sucks. What is phone? I'm trying to think of the one thing I've seen. I think the worst that I've ever seen. See, I gotta get up there and get that, but I have to. In order to do that, I have to do that like jump thing, or I have to like get a white check to like get like put a point in strength or something so I can pass the white check to fight measurehead, which is what my original plan was. Because I don't think I've ever successfully punched measurehead, and like that feels like a crime. Also, like playing this on a controller is terrible because you run into this kind of nonsense where you just get stuck. Like, bro, let me go up. There we go.
The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. The look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time.
Yes, that's one way of putting it. It's certainly an impressive achievement of engineering. But I digress.
Kim
We
is
were
like,
focusing
he's
on
such a
your
cool
cloak
dude.
here.
Like, guys who like engineering like that, I'm like, so, I'm not jealous of them, but like, I love them. I don't have the like math skills to like fuck with like guys who like who understand the concept of engineering enough to like know what a feat that kind of stuff is to me.
What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking into the industrial harbor. They're bound to have information for us. I thought that was our intention. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
He's thinking you've forgotten where you are again.
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it? Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 major stops. Whenever you're ready.
What shoes do I have on? I don't have shoes on right now. Savoir faire. Let's see. Do I have anything that can like help me with this? -1. -1. I don't think it's gonna help me much, but it might. I might just have to like quick save this one and keep doing it until I make it. I apologize, but I don't see like any other way
Tarpaulin
forward
cloak
on this one.
with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
I knew I was gonna fail it.
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not...
Sure. Just be careful, okay? Looks like you almost...
Try it again. We'll see. I'm only gonna give myself like 2 tries on this one, and then we'll go back to the drawing board and figure out what to do.
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
So low. 17% is like so low. I'm gonna have to get so lucky.
Nope, no.
Sure. Just be careful, okay? Looks like...
Okay, fine. One more time. One more time, we're gonna go for it.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
It's so low. It's such a low chance. And I'm like locked out until I get some new point.
Sure.
That I can
just
put
be
in.
careful, okay? Looks like you almost...
Damn it, dude. I'm stuck at this one. I can't go any further. And I'm like 7 cents short to like pay the rent, which sucks. This might be a doo-doo run. I might have to just start over. And I don't want to do that. We've come so far. We've come so far in like the 3 hours that I think we played this. How do you get down again? See, like, very confusing. There we go. Oh, you know what? If I do his autopsy, I might be able to like...
There, he still is. Looking.
No, I can't do his autopsy. Not until I... Damn it.
There, he still is. Looking.
Someone's trying to grow herbs in the greenhouse. There's got to be somewhere that I haven't explored yet.
This Post Levantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes.
You gotta be nice to the mailbox. For real.
The box seems happy.
I don't want to kick it. Although, I think that's how you opt into the, like, anti-object task force. And I don't know what that does. I think it just makes it easier for you to break stuff.
Honey, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Absolutely.
That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime. You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight. The nervous system calibrating until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready. A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball.
This is what it feels like to deliver the mail, by the way.
An embodiment of pure motion. A fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency. Behold the fear and confusion reflecting in the eyes of the two feeble geezers. They are in awe of your superiority.
You are a god to them.
Are a god to them. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
It's time.
Merde! Bordel de merde! What the hell is your problem?
I'm a god of track and field.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful. You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull.
P-Tank?
Yes, pétanque. You ruined our pétanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
You are an officer of the law, with way more important things to worry about than bowls. Don't take this crap.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven, but men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us?
Just talk. It'll smooth things over. Old people like attention.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But
You
this
would.
affair has passed
This
me
guy
completely.
is like hardcore, like he's like a straight fascist. He's a bedtime enjoyer for real.
Martinez. The union is the law. So can you really blame them? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets. If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no
The
longer
riffraff.
concerns me.
Very like...
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Heavy artillery fire, you say? That's the best kind of artillery fire. Very interesting.
Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme
Communards
leadership,
feels
and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse.
problematic.
You use
say.
heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't so, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough. This place is a damn beachhead, son. They had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol.
He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling. A son...
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, We're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Damn right, son. They lit the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well,
it's crazy that his whole... He, like, saw this happen, and he's like, it's tight that my home got bombed out. That's a crazy-ass way to
never finished the job.
Internalize that, you know what I'm saying?
Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course, they still all influence.
Like, that doesn't make sense to do that.
Truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Nothing. I don't think. I just
I'm just so damn sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Oh, he's a monarchist.
Instead,
he's like a Curtis Yarvin type guy.
Truly and beautifully in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere.
He wants like cathedrals.
Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frisel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile. Damn Frisel. He was a king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hoipoloi, in a very public execution.
I like the term hoi polloi.
Suzerain is the king.
A lot. I say it a lot.
Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already.
Soon, they will forget everything. Him too. Then he chooses anger over melancholy.
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's borders when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
I don't have enough composure. There's no fucking way.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. So cool. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit. Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen, Salam Rocky Baye, badass on-the-edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera, lights. With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
So this is the game. Like we're setting ourselves up for the end game here. Hobo Cop, Cop of the Apocalypse, and Superstar Cop. That's how you set up the Chiral Vectors run. So now that's what we're doing, and I know that we're like stuck until we get. Do I have enough? Am I close to leveling up at all? I'm not. And even if I did, I couldn't raise that any higher. So it looks like I can't take the measurehead route, which is what I wanted to do. I hate talking to this guy. He makes me sad. He reminds me of Paul Rudd.
A gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler from another planet. Hey there. It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike. scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days. Yeah, exactly. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout. Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Behind the laugh, however,
Is his name Tommy
touch of sorrow.
Lahomie? Because that's very funny if that's the case. Or if it's just Tommy Lahome is
So
not
tell
as
me,
funny.
what do you need? Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. The bosses, man. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. If I had saved 4 myself. It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out. Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like, a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on. Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching. Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. If you still hang around here waiting for this mess to end, most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high.
He does want a good...
Or laid.
He wants God Daddy?
Not that I blame him, really.
I thought you said good daddy. And I was like, what is a good daddy? But now it's God Daddy.
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
The dead man, the one hanging
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs. A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Time to arrest him.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
There's no denying it. Your body needs to feel the touch of some good performance wear.
Legitimately, that's how it feels like to wear a postal uniform. Like performance wear. Except they're hot. They're hot and they suck, actually. I'm like talking it up like it's tight and it's not. It's terrible.
This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Neat. For carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance. These found tracksuits need to find their way to the kids way out in Wamrau and Laurent Bird somehow.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
Never. They would never illegalize sport. Sport is the most wholesome thing known to man. The
That's
man
kind of a shoggy
taps his
opinion.
fingers rhythmically against his arm.
I think I'm gonna...
Don't be a stranger.
I'm gonna save scum this one, I think. Because I think, if I remember correctly, I forget what
Hey.
happens with something.
Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impair all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets.
Absolutely.
Literally funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder?
No,
Or do we get right down to
we're
it?
building communism.
Oh
dog.
yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
We're going full communist, and it's gonna rock. I can't unlock these yet.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Cool, cool. We all want to know each other's woes and all. But people, man, they are...
Just like that, he slips out of your reach.
Alright, gotta come back. Oh wait, I don't know. Would it have saved when I did the... No, I gotta redo this again.
Hey.
My bad.
Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street.
Again.
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But so, what about all that? You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie. Funky style. Very funky. Oh yeah.
Rolling in.
Get the fire.
Okay. Quick save from here. And then we'll try it again.
Hello again,
I'm
my man.
positive I can do this.
What's on your mind?
In his eyes, an unfamiliar longing. It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest.
Excuse me? Man, I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home. Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much, on another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there.
One of the weird things about
I
this
almost
game
hear my kid laugh when it snows.
that it like
What's it like?
the
Good.
French pronunciation
bad.
of stuff with like just
An ache that
American
brings you
accents is
joy.
very bizarre to me.
I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me. What about you, Cop Man? You missing someone?
Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
I don't think I've ever passed that skill check. Nope, still can't level up yet. I'm probably gonna like level up
Welcome
Savoir,
to
or
Elysium.
Savoir, whatever you say it.
Don't you welcome to Revacholmi. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in this city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
The lieutenant's impassive mask has been replaced with intensity. He speaks not as a cop, but as a citizen.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness. You sense slight embarrassment for the outburst. Or is it pride?
Whatever you say, officers. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. Apples? Yeah, apples? I take it.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
I will leave for now. I've got to figure out a way to get some points so that I can, especially because it's like starting to get dark.
Yes?
Damn it, what was that? Oh, that sucks. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm kind of stuck until I can like get more points. And that kind of sucks.
There must be another way into the building.
Whoa, what was that all about, dude? That was a wild thing. That sounded so crazy. Can I talk to the homie up here yet? I can.
Hey, what's that noise down there?
You see a young man on a balcony, nursing a cigarette.
Not looking for any trouble, officer. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
By God, this young man has the body of a decathlete. His lithe form was practically made for vaulting over the high bar.
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you? No, not you. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
Had a friend over. It was my Sunday friend.
Makes sense.
Sunday friend.
Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals.
It's kind of like what we're
watching
doing right
rugby
here.
And drinking beer. He
Except you guys are
doesn't
watching me
reply,
read a book, kind of, which is
gesturing
tight, I
no
think.
with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette, all from different angles.
Occasionally. Why? No. I just like to look good. Trust me, I'm not a team player. My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Okay. I feel good about this.
This
Hell
isn't
yeah.
the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains? For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes.
Son, do you train?
Compassion and...
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
But, hold on. What's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
A stone. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity doesn't have the apartment number on it. We'll just have to go in and see.
I'm about to do so much meth. In the game, not in real life. I mean, who knows, though? Let's see what I got with the glasses. Hell yeah. It's called drip. I don't think a lot of you guys are familiar with that level of drip, you know what I'm saying? I think if I remember correctly, like having the flashlight out helps, like it reveals something in one of these apartments. I could be wrong.
This door has been closed with a padlock. No reply. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it.
Let's see. I know that I have gloves that help with like manipulation or something. Is it this one? Interfacing. And then tools.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk...
I don't think I have it yet.
You hear someone walking around inside. The walking stops abruptly. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get in.
Later then, entering this door seems a physical challenge.
True. Yes, finally, I have enough money to get where I need to go.
Yes?
Nice.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis. I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
She just like
You're
for
still
real.
worried. It's very worrying.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman? I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways. If you could call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world. Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry. Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martinez is a name for anyone who comes from Martinez, like Jim Jamrock or Raoul Ravagel.
Oops. You really didn't get the joke there.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Yes, I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right? What's he in trouble for? Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there.
Ma'am, it's a
He's
certified
usually
letter from
home
Chase
in the
Bank.
evening.
No, I don't know what it's about.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on...
Ask
I
away,
hate certified letters
policeman.
so much, dude. It's crazy how much. And then I also hate, like, I have on my route, I have like this guy who like does international trading cards, and he'll get like 20 or 30 packages that are very small, and they all have to be scanned, and they're like 10 or 15 of them have to be our signature required, and it's like such a pain in the ass. And he's never home, and I scan them, and like I have to leave like every day. I have to leave like a fucking, hey, you need to come to the post office to pick it up, and then every day he fills it out and brings it back, and then I have to bring the mail all the way. It's just such a pain in the ass. I hate this guy so much.
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume. Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
With how small these rooms are, wouldn't you want to break the wall down?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months. Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you? Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. Oh, that one is a scientist. A future... I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Every housewife in my town runs some kind of Etsy. Oh, dude, that sucks. Bro, I know. I have a few of those on my route, and they
Something to
just,
do with all
yeah,
those
outgoing, just
stars
insane
around
amounts
his
of
door.
outgoing.
He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
I have a few splits that I have that are like that,
That's
and
what I
it
said.
sucks, dude.
Astrology.
I also have a blue box on the like next to like a high school, and I pull
The
so much
lieutenant
dog
shakes his
shit
head
and
as though to say,
garbage, and
"Let it go."
like they put locks in the glue at least once a week. It sucks. I hate it.
Come on, people.
And I just
Try
have to
to keep
report
up
it. And
any
they're like, "Oh, how come you
standards
didn't pick
here.
this up?" I'm like,
It's not about
it's
stars.
glued shut and
It's-
covered in dog shit."
Forget it. She mumbles some kind of a response.
Yeah, dude, it's infuriating, and I just have to deal with it every day.
This door has been closed with a padlock.
I'm gonna save scum this one. I feel like I can get this one in 3. My rule is if I can't get it in 3, then it just isn't
This
meant to be.
door has been closed with a padlock. The chalk. What are you doing?
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut, Detective.
He's just trying to help. Don't take it bad.
Perhaps you should give it another go.
Try it again.
The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to
Oh,
enter.
dude. I have a wasp nest in an LLV because my LLV's fucked up, so I'm using a random
After you,
person's
Detective.
LLV, and this LLV has been sitting untouched for so
That
long
isn't just
that
a five-pointed star.
it's just
It's an
full
inverted
of
white
wasps.
pentagram
And like
cradled in
they
a
were like, "Oh,
wreath
just
of
knock the wasp
antlers.
off," and I'm like,
The
"With what,
iconography
dude? You
of
psychos!
communism,
Like, what are you
in
talking
other
about?"
words. The star and antler, even today, half a century after, the star
and they're just
and
using the
antlers
gasoline method, and
retains
they got
the
mad at me for
ability
doing
to
that.
evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Yeah, dude.
To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it. The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same time above it. Because white is the color of peace. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribblings of impoverished students remain.
I'm trying to think of like other horror stories that I've had. Because I've definitely like come across some like monster shit. Oh, there's this lady that she has like a bunch of squirrels and stuff, like squirrel feeders, and the squirrels are territorial, and so like I've been pissed on in the face by a squirrel, like as I was walking, because they're just that territorial, and they like throw nuts or whatever they have, they just throw them at you, and like it's because she feeds the squirrels, and I told her like, lady, don't feed the squirrels, and she just doesn't care.
The white star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting. Hold on a second. Is this why you broke in here? To find out whether you're Krasmazov?
I've never used that, like the animal interference thing, because like out here, I don't know if it's the same way everywhere, but out here, the way that it works, it sends every single time someone walks on the route, it sends them a message that's super loud, and you have to like block out of it, and it ends up becoming super annoying and difficult for like while you're delivering, especially if you're like trying to scan a package and that just like pops up, like the window just keeps popping up and there's nothing you can do about it. So like I just don't do that unless it's like egregious. Like this lady sicks her dogs on us sometimes, and like I've explained, like we've had to hold her mail for a while and she just doesn't care. She's a crazy lady, so it's not like, I don't think it's a legitimately like out of malice. I think she's just nuts. Oh, see, yeah, that's the only way that they have like animal interference stuff. You got I'm imagining like that squirrel like an anime character, like right with the full grilled cheese in his mouth is so funny to me.
Except that Krasmazov is dead. He's been dead for 50 years now. Well, you both do seem to share an affinity for sideburns. But it seems like old Kras here didn't drink nearly as much as you.
I use animal interferences like a dog that I don't know in the yard. I don't fuck with that. I'm pretty friendly. I know I shouldn't be, but I'm pretty friendly with the dogs. Like, I always... Oh, yeah. We have fences, and it's like 3/4 size. Very comical. We have fences, but I always lead with my hand out, and like usually they can sense fear. They really can. And like squirrels can sense like dominance. They can tell if you're pussy or not. It's crazy. Some squirrels will walk up to you if a squirrel knows that I'm having a bad day and I'm not on my game. A squirrel will walk up and just like be like, you're pussy, and I know it. Versus like a squirrel catches me on my day off and I'm not tired, like they know better. They'll like stay away from me. You know what I'm saying?
Very well. Let's look for identifying features then. Doesn't he have a birthmark right here? What about you? Alright, but here's the big thing. Krasmazov looks Samaran, and you don't. Yes, he does. Look at his eyes.
Same.
Wasn't his mother
You do have to.
immigrant?
I'm friendly with most of them, but only if I'm on a pin it. Yeah, it makes sense to. It makes sense to be afraid of, like, not afraid, but like to just be cautious around dogs you don't know, for real. Like, I haven't been bit yet, but I know that like it's only a matter of time, to be honest with you.
Okay, you win. Be Krasmazov then. Why are you so hell-bent on proving that you're Krasmazov anyway? I think you have misunderstood who he was, but if you say so.
See, dogs and cats sense hesitance, and it makes him jump. It does. Dogs, like cats are. I walk up on cats all the time, and it's very funny because like there's two types of cat.
Whoever lives here definitely.
And one of them
shares
is
your
like,
enthusiasm.
dude, what are you doing here? Leave. And the other one is kind of like, oh shit, I'm like perceivable, and then they take off running. But dude, that sucks. You got bit by a Cocker Spaniel. That's like one of the
There aren't
worst
many
dogs to
communists
get bit
around.
by, I feel like.
Not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
Geese are evil. You do have to go hard. I hit a goose with with my car once.
Some kind of superstar.
And I was in a truck, and I thought I killed that goose.
They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls.
I hit a goose with my truck once while I was driving to work.
Say, fuck off and die.
And I thought I killed
in
it.
A cool voice. You people have no idea how good.
Yeah, the head nod thing does work. You can also just I'll hiss at them. I have hissed at them, and they were like, "Oh shit!"
In the future,
this
guy's
serious.
Astrophysicists or prime ministers.
But I hit a goose with my truck once, and I was going like 45 miles an hour, and I hit it, just like smacked it, and it like hit the pavement, and I thought, oh, for sure I killed it. And I get out of the car, and it's standing on both its legs, and it's got its like wings up, and he was trying to stand on business. I hit him at I had to be like going 30 miles an hour. I hit him, and he like flew off the car, and like I could not believe that that he survived, and he was ready for beef, which was nuts. Like, I was like, damn, dude, he really does not care. Yeah, geese they're not human, or not human, like they're not real. Like they're not Euclidean. They don't deal with like normal impacts and stuff. Like they go hard.
You hear someone walking around inside.
Excuse me? Of course not.
Imagine getting flattened by a UFO, getting like you goofed, like, for real. Now you done fucked up. Like,
there's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official.
on.
That was smart.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier.
The flaming
and I'm
goose
an
is
agent
crazy,
with
dog.
Martinez Realty
I saw a
Associates.
25-pound turtle getting.
In,
Yeah,
as I have every
snapping
right
turtles
to
are
be
also
here.
one of those animals that just don't get hurt. Like, I've seen I had a friend of mine that was like he does compound bow hunting, and he went to like I think some southern state, maybe like Alabama or something, like going after like he was looking for bucks, and he shot his arrow and he missed, and he went to go retrieve the arrow, and like as he's going to retrieve the arrow, it went through a snapping turtle, and he thought like, oh shit, like I fucking killed this turtle. So he went to like, if that happens, you have to call a game warden, I guess, because you're hunting something. And he was like doing it. He was like, well, it's my like second time hunting. I want to do this by the books. So he like essentially called the game warden to explain that an accident had happened. And the game warden came out and looked at the turtle, and he's like, that turtle's gonna live, dog. Shit, like, do not worry, that's fine. And he's like, dude, I got it through the spine. And he's like, that turtle's fine. Just cut the arrow out, pull it through, he'll be fine. Like, he's gonna survive it. Like, these things don't die.
Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not?
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's be friendly.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place. It was some kind of a
I've got some good
moribund
animal
old
stories
man
too. I had a
who
lost
used to
parrot
be a
fly out of a
business
tree and
owner.
land on my shoulder.
You'd
Nearly
think
shat my
they'd
pants,
make
but then I
rent.
spent an hour feeding it dog treats while its customer found the owner next door. That's like super wholesome, dude. We have
That was months ago.
the
Anyway,
city that I live
was
in
there
has
anything you
like
wanted,
a
or is
serious
that it?
problem with
I'm in a hurry.
parrots, like escaped parrots that have gotten out and interbred with like the local pigeons. And so you have like these, they call them pigeon keats. At least that some locals call them pigeon keats. They're like parakeets, or not parrots, they're parakeets or something. They're some kind of tropical bird mixed with pigeons, and they're these fat, loud, awful animals that like just dude, I don't know how to, they're just awful. And they shit everywhere, and people like try to spin the story as like, oh, they're so neat, and they're not, dude. They're so loud. You're just hearing screaming at like 2 a.m, and it sucks.
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We
Live in
closed the
CT,
apartment
we have
and planned
population
on
law
auctioning
pets,
off
too.
the
Nasty green
valuables,
fuckers. They
but
learn how to live from pigeons. Yeah, they are
again,
surprisingly
I
good
have
at
no
like
idea
surviving
how stupid
in
mistakes like
like
this
cities.
can even happen. But Ron,
Yeah,
when
escape
he came
pets.
to close the door, didn't close the
We had
and there's a hole in the wall.
we have like a crow problem out here, like a serious. I've got a chiral antecedent to the parrot story. A bat fell out of a tree on my head in broad daylight in college, and I had to get rabies shot. Dude, rabies shots are so.
In the wall.
I've had to
Can
get
you
my
believe
rabies
it?
shots like 2 times
And
because I
then
keep
the
getting
tenant
exposed to
ran off with his
rabies
stuff.
by doing
He's
extremely
gone.
dumb shit,
The
like trying
money's
to.
gone.
I try to
Just
like
like that.
smack a raccoon out of a tree, and he instantly just wanted the smoke, and I got bit by the raccoon, and like I was like, I'm gonna thug it out. I'll be fine. It's fine. It's no big deal. And then
The sum must have been puny.
I started getting like headaches the next day, and then my girlfriend was like, dude, if you do not go and get checked out. So I went, and rabies shots suck. I don't know how you got yours, but I got mine like in the intramuscle one where they do you in the stomach. It sucked.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it. These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark, and they are affordable. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards.
It's as if they're real wizards, able to resurrect dead real estate and breathe life into bank accounts.
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both. Of course.
Yeah, stomach for me too. You got it in the stomach. My neighbor went to school with the only person to show symptoms of rabies and survive. So I figured chance of him knowing a second person was slim, so I didn't take my chances. It turns out that the headache was like placebo. I was just like freaking myself out. I do this thing where I convince myself I'm fine, but my body's like, nah, dude, you're freaking out. You're freaking out, bro. And then that's literally what happened. So I took myself. Ooh, black monk straps. I took myself to the hospital and got it checked out because of my girlfriend. But I'm gonna see if I can talk to Cuno about getting drugs. Got a dip, first time catching the stream, but I'm subbing now, so I'll be back. Good night, homie nation. Later, homie. Appreciate you coming through. Get that rest. I think I'm gonna end it soon anyways. I only like to do 2 hours at a time. More fun games, not to say that this isn't a fun game. I know that this is kind of very niche stuff to watch, because it's watching me read a book, I understand that it's not for everybody, but some people ask for it, so I'm here to give what the people want. But also intermittently throughout the week, I didn't get a chance to do it this week, and mail was heavy, so I didn't really get a chance. But I want to do streams of GTA 4, Red Dead Redemption. So you'll see me. I'll come on throughout the week, usually after, let's say, 6 o'clock PST, and I'll just be here hanging out. Those are much more fun. You get to see me shoot guys, which is fun. You also get to we riff. So, tell your friends, tell them to sub. I don't, all I want to do is hang out, entertain the homies, punch Cuno again. I'm literally trying to buy meth off a 10-year-old in this game. Let's see.
Cuno gets it from his dad. Cuno and his dad are major suppliers. That's where Cuno gets his lightning on. Problem is, Cuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Cuno's door. Streets going mad. Cuno's got to throw his dirty popo man at it. Dirty popo man is you. In there is Cuno's violent dad on steroids.
I love Cuno so much.
Cuno's dad does steroids and speed. If you can take him, you can have half of the speed. Cuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol. He doesn't give a shit about a single thing. He drinks too.
Are you sure you can take on the most violent man in Revachol? In your condition?
Like half. A baggy, but in this vial. Fuck you talking about half a G? This shit is giant, grade A shit. So clean you can barely see it.
You can barely see it because there's barely any.
Okay, Cuno's listening.
I'm going in there, but not for speed. I'm going after the most violent man in Revachol.
If you survive, make sure to bring that shit back to Cuno. Cuno's almost out. You wouldn't like the Cuno when he's out. Just get in the apartment building. Cuno knows you already fucked your way in. Cuno knows everything. Go to room 12, first floor, and kick down the door. Police violence style. Cuno style. And then it's action time. You're locked in the room with violent fuckheads. That's it. Next time Cuno sees you, you better have his shit.
What the hell are you signing us up for here? Cool. No, really. Rock and roll.
Yeah, did you fucking there? Is it? You got pretty fucked. Cuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that. Don't sweat it, drunk pig. Cuno will keep your nasty secret.
He's saying you climbed up there. He probably saw you do it.
Oh, that? Cuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Cuno demo tape. Yeah, Cuno plays on Snuff Radio, fucks pigs, live.
Cuno
fucks
reminds
their
me of
heads off.
Barry Kogan's character
Cuno's
from
a cop
Banshees
killer.
of Inisherin. I've never seen that, and people tell me that I like would love it, but I've never seen it. Like, where would I go and see that?
That's where Cuno gets his daily hit of electric. Cuno Shazam.
I also
rides the
I tried
fucking
to.
lightning in there,
There's
pig.
like every now and then people tell me movies to watch and stuff, and like I don't think I would like it. HBO Max. All right, I gotta look into it. And
Bet
one of the
you'd
ones
like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you?
it's still if
You
it's still
feel
there.
tired
Gotcha.
and old,
One of the
but you
ones
could
that I
have
was
that
surprised and
sparkle in
shocked
your
that I like was
eyes.
Sons of Anarchy. I did not think I would like it because of how stupid the premise is, and then I like watched almost every season, and I was like, "Damn, this shit is so good." It's like, it's very campy. It's like, I don't know how to. It's like almost like, it's kind of like a what are those called? Like a telenovela, like a soap opera, but for men. You know what I'm saying? And dude, it's really good, but it sucks. Like it objectively is not good.
Of course you fucking can. How do you... Cuno knows. Cuno and C saw you shit yourself. It's okay.
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the Mac. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Cuno goes through like a tube of...
Oh, don't teach him, Cuno! He's gonna use it against you, Cuno!
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home
it's like
playing with your choo-choo.
macho procedural telenovela. It is extreme. Yeah, dude. It's like very predictable and like, but it's just
Good call,
it's
Pigmeister.
fun. I
Don't
hate
come and talk to Cuno about his kingdom.
Okay.
Cuno...
Let's I think I'm gonna get the meth, do the meth, and then see if I can make the jump. And that's how we're gonna play it. But yeah, let's see. But the acting is good and like individual scene of weight and stuff, but it's overall camp. Yeah, it's like sometimes it's shockingly well done, and that's when I like really am hooked into the like show because it's like shocking. This is the first 10 seconds game I've seen in this game, and it's talking about doing meth for jumps. Yeah. This is a highly advanced game. Also, welcome, Spin Disc. What's up? This is a highly. This game is. I was trying to say that this game is not. It's definitely not for everybody. This stream is specifically for like the sickos who really enjoy watching people read books. But also like it's fun to just watch someone do this game extremely badly, which is the run that I'm going for. Is just a really bad run. Right now I'm gonna go confront an extremely drunken man and steal meth from him after plotting with his son so that I could jump
The
something.
door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno Doroita.
Alright, let's see.
It should be easy, but it's just an awkward angle. Okay.
Trouble with the chain, officer?
I'll be honest, I'm just not that good with my hands.
Well, no, I guess.
You can't stand for that. Come on, show him what you can really do.
That's right. I won't be beat by a goddamn door.
Snip. So much
And I
for
can't
that
get.
goddamn
It's yeah. It's
the links
like
fall to the ground.
it's
on the
definitely
other
not
side
for
of the
everybody.
door.
I'll admit,
You
but it's
invested
fun.
the
It's a fun replay, and if you don't want to play the game, I would
know
always
there's no
suggest
stopping
like
you, but
watching a
just at least be
YouTube,
discreet.
watching a like playthrough of it, just as like background noise. It's fun. That's literally how I got into the game, because when someone was like, oh, it's all like story based and you like walk around and click things, it's like a point and click, I thought to myself, that sounds like the worst game I've ever played. And I watched YouTube videos and I was like shocked by how funny stuff was like it was to happen. And then I got into it because seeing like how people were, what is that called, like triggering stuff is interesting. That's like way more fun. And so yeah, I'm like super into that aspect of it.
A phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills. Right next to it, in plain sight, sits a small bottle of amphetamine, conveniently equipped with a straw. You pocket the bottle as if it were the most natural thing in the world.
Hell yeah. And I took a couple dollars from you, big dog. Now what are you gonna do about it? Let's see. Regular black jeans. I can't remember what the black jeans do. Composure. Let's see. I think I want to take off the jacket. The black jeans, tank top, and the tie, that's a saucy look. You know what I'm saying? Real saucy with the gloves.
A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stained parka, some towels and a duvet, some socks even. Something underneath there is breathing. It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do this. Just get out. Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You hear a growl. There is something alive underneath it.
Yeah, there's a super amount of diversity in how the runs can go. So like,
you see a 60
I played this game. This is probably like my 8th playthrough of the game, and like I haven't had the same ending every playthrough.
The smell of shit rises.
I'm currently doing like a chiral vector run right now, which is just like a psychotic way to play the game. Like the goal is to be the hobo cop, to be an apocalypse cop, to be a superstar cop, to build communism, and then I think it's to be rude as possible and break everything I can. So I want to do like a anti-object task force, which is, I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, the idea is to be is obtuse and just kind of like, I think Scuba Steve called it the Mr. Magoo run. We're doing like we're just gonna bumble our way to the end of this. I'm gonna
silence. Only heat emanates from the sleeping body.
Well, judging by the color of his hair, I would say yes.
The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest is coppery. The light from the window falls into his half-open eyes.
No, it really doesn't. This looks very hard to recover from. This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but at least he won't be beating his son.
A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty, and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is not awake.
Can't you tell? It happens to exceptionally committed substance abusers. They fall asleep with their eyelids still open. Not a pretty sight. Look, he's trying to communicate.
I'm gonna go for this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I'm probably not gonna win this one.
The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out the syllables, and then falls back again, limp and defeated by...
The like backstory of Cuno is so tragic and sad, and then like You know what I mean? And it makes you like, it makes his character go from being funny to like being like deeply sad. And I like how that it whips constantly around doing that. All right, but right now I'm gonna do some fucking, we're gonna do some drugs. That's what we're gonna do. I've been trying to make this jump and I just didn't have the ability to make it, and now I think I might. And like this is kind of the only way to get through to the like next part, unless I fight this guy named this racist guy named Measurehead, which that's my favorite thing to do is to like try and fight him. Although I think my first run of the game I didn't quite understand what I was doing, so I was like being like, oh, if I'm nice to him he'll let me open up the door, and then it ends up like the game ends up flipping it on you and like, hey, you were just nice to a racist, like, hey, congrats, you're now a racist. Like I was like legit, I'm like, damn, the game really got my ass on that one. I was not expecting that at all. It kind of doesn't pull punches in that way. Also, you have to forgive, like, there's some areas of the game that are, like, extremely jank. Especially if you're playing on control.
Cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
17% still. What's my savoir-faire? It's here. I'm gonna try something, and then if I have to... bottle.
Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect.
Yeah, it's a lot of like, you'll just fail stuff and then it kind of locks you out of a path. But then also there's like different ways to get back into the path, and like,
you raise the bottle, close a nostril, and inhale furiously. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic, and now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity, and let's be honest, there's a little chest pain. The good kind. Time for a little truth. Tell the lieutenant you did some. Clear the air.
I'm not your mother. I don't care.
As long as you remain functional, he thinks. Now, let's get back to work. To this. You kidding? There are downsides to not
He's
being
right.
on it.
He's right. He's right that there's downsides to not being on it.
There are massive downsides. It's a potent neurotoxin. You're turning yourself into a frayed idiot. Spring. Everything is clear around you.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a speed button. Speed gives +1 to motoric skills.
Okay, let's try this.
The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings
28%.
is still caught on the railing.
I feel better about it than it was, but like, I might die if I don't get this one. How many skill points do I have? I have... Okay. I'm gonna save scum it, because that's 28% is better than 17 for sure.
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
I failed it. And I think this is also gonna kill me, because I don't have health.
Nope, no. You could have died there.
Yep, this is it. It's going black, I'm dying.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. No, it's many years of combined self-neglect and self-abuse. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face.
God
like you always
damn
thought you
it.
would. You only see pain and fear. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday.
God damn
His
it,
death,
dude.
though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He...
Glad that I quick saved it. Oh man. What the yeah, really? For real? I cab on that one, dude. I'm gonna see how much higher this raises my ability, because if it does it in a way that
cloak with possible RCM
oh, 42 is not
still
bad.
Caught on the railing.
Damn, I fucked it up again. But okay, now that I know I have 42% chance, I'm gonna take it and then we'll save scum it again. So like,
no, you could have. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. Don't think this is a sign of. There's no shame in surrendering now. We all do. Cop suffers.
Okay. We're doing this again. Fine. Remember, my rule is 3 times.
The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still.
Okay. Quick save it from here.
The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is
It's not
still
meant to be.
caught
It's not in the
on
cards.
railing.
It's just not. My luck is bad. You would figure that with 42%, you have like 1 in 3 chance of making it, like higher than a 1 in 3 chance of making it, right? Or is my math wrong? Am I doing Marco's math? Because like I almost feel like I should just give it a fair run.
You feel something
like
in your chest,
one more time, like one more ring. Because
spreading to your
then I'll
left
know whether or
arm.
not.
Don't think this is all you feel.
Someone who's good at math. Give me the rundown on this.
Lieutenant of
Who's
the
good at
RCM
math here?
Passed away yesterday.
Who's just over 33, and if it would be 1/3. Yeah. So if I'm at 42%, within with a 1 in 3 chance, I have to make it, right? And I've only done 2. Technically, I've only done 2 because the first one I did without the 42% chance. Alright, well, I'm gonna give it one last go. I know I'm breaking my rule here, but I'm giving it one last go because I just wanna see.
The tarpaulin cloak with
there's no way that.
RCM markings is still
Yes,
caught
there we go.
on the railing.
There we go. Math, baby.
As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring in your ears.
He's so on the money, Bratan. Just imagine yourself dual-wielding a bottle and a flaming cigarette whilst airborne.
As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you've...
I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete,
Hell yeah. And we're putting on the... No, sorry, wrong one. Drip. It's called drip. So few have it. And we hit the hobo stash. We're really on the money now. This is the best mechanic in the game that you can recycle. And like it's absolutely necessary. I think when I first played this game, I didn't know about like the tar bag or the tear bag, and like so I didn't know how to like make any money, and it was awful. What an awful experience.
all those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here.
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you. Yes, this looks pretty advanced, all right. For now.
All right. I think on the last time that I was playing,
Watchman's booth. You need to rest.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously
I think the last time I was playing, I
organized.
punched Cuno, that
There's
little
a
kid.
framed
I like
photograph
punched
on
him
the
right in his
table.
jaw, and that's when I knew that this run is just going to be absolutely insane.
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, Rene, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. Rene looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René? Fine, but let's move. I don't want...
The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date. You take the painkillers. They are yours now. Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, Prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction, critical flatulence, watery blood,
Critical flatulence is wild,
black
dude.
mucus, uncontrollable weeping, increased sensitivity to la opera, inoperable joint disorder, total spinal collapse. Maybe this was a bad... You stand and exit the booth.
Alright, I think we're getting to the point where I want to save the next chapter of meeting the union boss. I feel like 2 hours and 30, where we're coming up on 2 hours and 30. I also know that I don't have a podcast out yet, so I got to record that and then upload it and edit it and do all that fun stuff. So I'm probably going to do that. Thanks for all the homies who tuned in. Appreciate y'all. Y'all are real ones. Come back soon. Tell your friends. Throughout the week, like I said, I'm going to be playing GTA 4. I'm going to be playing, what is that game? Red Dead Redemption 2. We do like woke cowboy stuff. It's very fun. The GTA 4, we're just like having, like, we're nerding out. And it's like, it's the real New York podcast style was when we're doing that. So tell your friends, come through. Look out for that during the week sometime after like 5 or 6 PST. I'll be around. All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for popping in. Peace.